We are learning how fan allegiance to the Chargers could be impacted by that move to Los Angeles. The announcement that the Chargers and Raiders are working on a joint stadium in L.A. has been the buzz all day long.
We have team coverage beginning with 10 News reporter Steve Fiorina. He's at Qualcomm Stadium. Steve?
Kim, there was a firestorm on social media, the internet, sports talk radio, and television news today. Will the Chargers look for greener pastures than Qualcomm Stadium up in the L.A. area? The city of Carson has a message.
Welcome, Raiders! Welcome, Chargers!
This animated video imagines a joint-use Los Angeles stadium that would be shared by two teams that have been arch rivals for many years, the San Diego Chargers and Oakland Raiders. Big dreams for the L.A. suburb.
This is the city of Carson coming together, business, political, religious, saying, we want you here, Chargers and Raiders, come on down.
Organized labor is on board, the orange shirts in the crowd, anticipating thousands of jobs if the Carson Stadium is developed.
God bless you, and let's do football in the city of Carson.
There's new urgency for the Chargers. The owner of the St. Louis Rams is moving quickly toward building a new stadium in Inglewood. The Chargers are pushing for faster action by our mayor's stadium task force.
In less than 2 months, he's gone from a standing start to a fully entitled stadium. So that's a pretty impressive achievement, and we've got to match that in order to have an option in the event that we fail here in San Diego.
Fabiani railed at negative comments against the Chargers in the wake of the Carson proposal.
How can they turn around and say and criticize the Spanos family? It's bizarre.
He said he hoped a fire would be lit by the revelation in Carson. The task force responded that it will have a recommendation on the mayor's desk in 3 months, not 6.
The real issue is going to be a decision at the end of the year. Do we have a solution here in San Diego? If we don't, do we want to relocate?
Steve Fiorina, 10 News.
All right, as Steve mentioned, Chargers fans have been sounding off all day on this big announcement. 10 News reporter Candace Crone is now live with how taxpayers feel about using their money to keep the team here in town. Candace.
Well, as the mayor's task force figures out how to finance a new stadium, a newly released poll shows that not all taxpayers want to fork over the cash to keep the word San Diego in the Chargers' name.
Let's go to Big Al right now. Big Al, you're next up with the loose cannons.
Charger fans lit up the phone lines at both Extra 1360 Fox Sports San Diego and Kogo Radio after news their favorite team is considering moving to Carson.
San Diego is the best city, the #1 city in America. Why would we want to let go of one of the best NFL teams in the franchise?
I think they want to stay here, and I think they're using this as a leverage tool to say, look, get off the dime and let's do something.
The Chargers' joint stadium plan with the Raiders took Mayor Kevin Faulconer by surprise. He says the news conference that was held in Carson Friday morning showed there's been a lot of secrecy between the Chargers, Raiders, and Carson city officials.
It just, I think, demonstrated to a lot of people that clearly there's been a lot of work that's been happening that people weren't upfront about.
The mayor says he's not giving up his fight to keep the Chargers in town and that a location for the new stadium is a big factor in what it will cost. In our scientific 10 News UT San Diego poll, we asked 600 San Diegans, do you think the Chargers have been transparent or deceptive in their handling of the situation? 65% of people said deceptive, while 20% said transparent. When asked, does the prospect of the Chargers moving to L.A. make you more likely to support using taxpayer dollars to create a new stadium to keep the team in San Diego, 47% of those polled said less likely, 27% said it made them more likely. And the mayor's secretary told us that the phones were ringing off the hook all day from fans, hoping the city will do everything it can to keep the team in town. We're live at Chargers Park. Candace Crone, 10 News.
And there are reports the Chargers and the Raiders have been working on the stadium plan for 9 months. But today, during 10 News Midday, Chargers special counsel Mark Fabiani explained that timeline. He says they ramped up their efforts after January 1st when the Rams announced that LA stadium plans were at hand. Fabiani said the land in Carson was only acquired weeks ago and the deal with the Raiders was cut in the last couple of days.
All right, when it comes to fan base, the Chargers and the Raiders already own Southern California. California. This map shows the favorite team of every county in the U.S. It was all based on the team Facebook page per county and the number of likes they had. So we zoom in here on Southern California, and you can see the Raiders own much of the L.A. area. The Chargers, of course, own much of San Diego. This red that you see up here to the north, that's all north of Los Angeles. All the rest of the state, it's represented by the 49ers.
And we are continuing to gauge San Diegans' reaction to this story. We have a new poll in the field right now to find out how many people would still be Chargers fans if the team did move to LA. We will have the results Sunday on our weekend morning news. It runs from 5 to 7 and 8 to 9 following Good Morning America.